Yo, somebody out there? I see one person. Definitely having some technical difficulties here. Oh, 12 people. Oh my God. So maybe people are finding the link. I tried to do it on my, I tried to schedule this from my computer and then sync it up with my phone, and that definitely did not work. Somebody needs to like comment. You gotta throw a comment so I can see if a comment pops up. This is my first live feed, so I'm like super technical difficulties here. Hi, what's up, Steven? Drinking some coffee here. Any coffee fans? Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching them. You know, that really have like super specific intentions for this live. Just kind of wanted to try it out. I haven't done a live video before, but if you guys have any questions about the channel or maybe some pains, I don't think I've ever met anybody who's not in pain. Can you guys hear me? That's so weird. I guess this means I'm like old because this is weird. I'm no gamer. I'm no gamer who's streaming. You guys must have some questions, anything. I may just start doing stuff, you know. Got to get you guys. Okay, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm looking on my computer right now just to make sure that the scheduled link that I had for the live video. Just going to see if I can comment, see if anybody is stuck in there. So you can find this link on the phone. "13 people. What's up? Anybody out there have a favorite type of massage they like to get? In the past, disappear for a few months, but always come back. Yeah, Steven. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. I don't know if that's Steven or Stefan. I'm terrible with names. I'm so much better with like faces and bodies. You know, it's weird with like clients come in. I'm like, yeah, I don't know your name, but I know your body. I recognize those shoulders are like, you know, rounded forward. I remember you. The answer to your question is that we fail to our systems in place, you know. I just keep getting burned out. YouTube is, it's hard. Okay, thanks, Lance. Yeah, I get burnt out a lot, and I start posting. I get really excited, and then I realize it's a lot of work to film the videos, to edit the videos, to do the titles, to do the descriptions, to get the videos edited. And, you know, even though I have a lot of amazing subscribers and lots of views, the channel doesn't really make that much money. And so I don't really have that much money, even though I charge really high prices. And so I'm really stuck in this loop of still running a private practice. I have run a private practice for 20 years and absolutely love it. But I really, really want to share my own work with people and I want to highlight other great body workers and practitioners, people in the medical industry, because one thing is for sure that we all have huge hearts and we really want to help other people and solve a world full of pain. So that's why I've sort of come and gone, because I continually get burnt out. And if you've been following me on this channel, you can go back and look years and you can see that I'm changing. You know, I feel healthier, I look healthier, my body's healthier, and I'm a lot more grounded. I'm age 41. I run track and I work out a lot. So just trying to finish my thought on Steven's question. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I'm in a much better place. And that's what I'm really trying to do. I've got some people around me to help me pump out some of these videos, stay a little bit more consistent, and I'm a lot healthier. You know, I'm way healthier. I feel way more ready to keep pumping out videos. So there we go. Yeah, somebody asked, 41, Masters track sprinter. I feel like Benjamin Button, man. I'm like getting faster. I'm getting stronger. I lift 3 days a week. I run right now about 3 days a week. Those are sprinting sessions. They are like all out sprinting sessions. The lifting is really hard. The sprinting is really hard. Yeah, yes. Thank you, Stephen. I feel unbelievably blessed and grateful to be able to run as fast as I have ever run. Actually, yesterday just ran my fastest speed I've ever run, 21.8 miles per hour for 30 meters. That's faster than I was in high school and faster than I was in college. And yeah, I have an amazing strength and conditioning coach, but I have to say, like, all the body work, all the soft tissue work that I've been doing to myself and the body work I've been getting is really the only way that I'm able to stay healthy. And that's what's making me super passionate and inspired and motivated to show you guys, like, how can you do the same thing? So I know a lot of you just like watching the videos, but I'm certainly hoping to get more people working on themselves. So what other questions do you guys have? The comments, they pop up really fast. And I'm 41 and old. You can see all the gray hair. No, I'm not old. But I have had a lot of stress. That's what I'm calling it. That's stress and wisdom. When am I coming back to South Carolina? Well, I'm actually coming back in a couple weeks to see my mom. My mom is in some pain. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I'll be back in a couple weeks for a little bit, but a very short trip. I will officially be back probably October, most likely for the winter. And speaking of New York, I've had a lot of people write me, come out to New York. It's a possibility. I may think about doing some travel trips where I visit places to work on people and film some of those sessions. UK, man, I need to travel. Honestly, I have a lot of places I'd love to travel. So working on different people, but also, you know, there's a lot of body workers and skilled practitioners that I know are on this channel following me, and I would love to come and experience your work. You know, I really view body work and massage as just artistry. You know, it's funny, like some of the comments I get on the channel, I try really hard to not let them piss me off. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them really piss me off. But you know, everybody I think that practices massage and body work, they really are gifted, uniquely gifted, and we're all just, there's some type of special healing powers that I think we all have for each other, especially those of us that work on ourselves a lot. We really want to share that with our clients. So I just love experiencing other people's body work and sharing that with the followers. What are your thoughts on longevity for men, biohacking, using novel therapies to keep our youth? That's a deep question, man. I could talk about anti-aging, biohacking, all that stuff. I I don't know. You got to ask me something more specific. Obviously, I'm really into like staying younger and youthful at age 41. I I feel like there is a lot of things out there that you can do to keep yourself young. There's lots of doctors, there's lots of pills and shots. But what I have found, they're all just free natural remedies. That's like really perfecting your sleep, cutting out all the crappy foods. I'll get back to your question, Hollabig. Yeah, I mean, cutting out all the bad foods, you know, eating the right macros, counting your macros, figuring out what you're eating. And then obviously I'm a huge proponent of body work. So making sure that your tissue is, you know, is unrestricted, you know. You got, you got to be loose, man. You got to be loose. So if you're like tight, you know, and you see people walking around or hunched over, like, what are you looking at, man? What are you looking at? You got to get loose. So I don't really feel like there's any special remedies for that. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about that stuff, testosterone, HGH, stem cell, that kind of stuff. I mean, I have regenerative medicine doctors that come in to see me for body work. So body work works really well. I know people who've had stem cells and have had really great success. I have clients that are on, I know people that are on testosterone and HGH. My question would be, are you open to the alternative? Because my question to you would be, why is your testosterone low and your growth hormone low and all that stuff? And maybe that's age related, but someone would look at me and say, well, why isn't your testosterone and growth hormone low? Well, the answer is because I sleep really well. I eat really well. I work on my body constantly. I lift really heavy weights. Lifting weights heavy will increase your testosterone and growth hormone naturally. I'm also a sprinter, not a runner. I don't do distance running. Distance running, it's great. I used to do it. I miss it. I've done 3 Ironman triathlons. But doing endurance exercise is a really catabolic type of work, and it kind of breaks you down. It makes you really rigid and restricted. All the endurance athletes that I work on, their tissue is like, yeah, you know, I mean, it's like so sticky. They're so stressed. So then you get some blood work done and you see that their hormones are low, and then you give them hormones. Well, I mean, I'm a body worker, so I'm not in that world. All I see is, hey, you're really stressed out, you're not recovering, your body's under tremendous stress. No wonder why you don't feel good, and some of these other markers are probably low. You get them sleeping better, recovering better, throwing some sprinting, throwing some anabolic work like lifting weights and sprinting. Feed the engine with good nutrition and rest, and you do that consistently over a long period of time, you'll be young. It's just hard. It's not the easy button. Somebody asked about some learning tips or tutorials. I think that's what you asked. So what I'm trying to do is I have a membership right now. I have 3 different levels on YouTube. The lowest level is $4.99. What I'm trying to do to prevent myself from burning out is doing too many videos at once. So I feel strongly that if you just keep watching my videos, you're going to learn so much about a lot of things. But one thing that you don't see on the YouTube channel are the full extended versions. So in the membership, I'm giving, you know, around about an hour plus of the extended versions of the sessions that I'm doing with the clients. It's a long time, certainly, to watch those videos, but if you join the membership, you get access to the extended versions. When I started my body work, when I started my body work, you know, I watched and learned a lot of other people. I went to see practitioners. I experienced their body work, and by getting the body work, that's really what helped me create my own style bodywork, and it still continues to do that today. So I do hope to keep honing in on some of the learning in the tutorials, but I think seeing just the extended versions in the membership on YouTube is like, you're going to learn a ton. So 2 questions. Somebody asked about the ASMR, and then short kilometer runs. I haven't totally closed the door on ASMR, although I feel like you could ask 2 different people about ASMR and they would tell you like 2 different things. I still feel like some people watch my videos, even the ones I've been doing now, they still find it ASMR-y. It's funny, it's like I go back and watch some of my old ASMR videos and I'm like, damn. Watching my own videos, I'm like getting really tired. Oh my God, is it really relaxing? So I do really want to, I do kind of miss the creative nature of making those ASMR videos. I'm sorry, I don't really know where to look. I know it's like here's the camera here, but it feels kind of weird. I still want to create some ASMR videos down the road where it was like really great sound, like that binaural sound, and great visuals and great lighting. And because I'm a pretty creative person, so I really enjoyed doing that. But I'm trying to focus. Does anybody else have focus problems? I'm trying to focus, and I really love solving problems. Client comes in, I've had this shoulder thing for a while, and what's up, buddy? Thanks, man. You know, I love solving the problems. I'm a problem solver, and I love, you know, sharing that problem-solving nature with YouTube. That's a lot more interesting to me. It's unique. Somebody comes in, new person, new problem, new experiences. It's always fun when someone hasn't experienced my work and they come in. That's what I'm really trying to get into the rhythm of. It's probably not super ASMR-y. Okay, question you asked about, somebody asked about the running some kilometers. I'd have to know more specifics about that. That would probably fall more into the category of what I'm saying, because when you're running like a ton of volume over time, that becomes pretty difficult to recover from. It's not impossible, but if you have a life and you're married and you have kids and a job, it's hard to do the extra work to recover from that. What I mean by like anabolic running, if you're going to be running like kilometers, like just a few kilometers a week, you obviously don't want to get injured and you want to be prepared. But if the harder you go, the better it's going to be for you. Even if you go really hard and you take a lot of rest, it's going to be better for you. Even if it was like you did a little bit of a warm-up and you did a mile all out, and then you're done. That's going to be more anabolic, more growth than it is going to be distance running. I'm not saying distance running is bad, but it's there's no denying it's hard on your body and hard to recover from. Did that answer your question? You don't have to be a sprinter. I just think it's like less is more. Improve the quality. It's closer to like when you're going in the gym and you're doing really hard reps. I think I understand your question. I mean, for muscle building, sprinting is like one of the absolute best things that you can do. I mean, is that what you were questioning? I mean, if you're doing distance running, endurance running, that's going to be difficult to put on muscle. If you're a distance runner or an endurance athlete, it's going to be real difficult to put on muscle. If you're a sprinter, you're naturally going to start putting on muscle. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, that's what's happened to me. I mean, look at sprinters. I mean, all the sprinters are really jacked. And, I'm really trying to focus on 400 meters. So if I were just to focus on 100, 200 meters, I would be even more jacked. But my goal and my dream and kind of what started me being really focused on this health journey is I want to break my high school 400 meter record. I try to get some early steps starting my day, but I don't want my car. You might have to. I wish I could see. Is there another way to like see these comments? I don't know. It kind of sucks that the comments go away so quickly. Hey, it's good to see you, Eric. Somebody asked something about doing a 3K hard, and I think you said walking. Yeah, well, I mean, walking's amazing. And then, I mean, I think 3K would probably be fine. Just go hard. What do they say? It's like, I mean, Peter Attia talks a lot about this. From a longevity standpoint, the two most important things are muscle and VO2 max. So to improve your VO2 max, you're going to have to do hard stuff. You can't just go walk and jog, and you have to do hard stuff like repeat 1Ks or sprinting, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Also, I may look like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not. I'm mostly a body worker. And I'm still learning all this stuff, but I'm trying to embody. I'm trying to embody everything, but I'm definitely try this, fail, and like, that worked, that didn't work. What other questions you guys have? This is fun. I wish the comments would stay up a little longer. Do you guys want me to show you some of the things that I do to take care of my own body? Because I'm always like experimenting with different stuff. Anybody? No plan to visit Vegas or LA yet. What's my diet like? My diet is I eat a tremendous amount. Remember, I'm very different than most people, so everything I'm doing in the gym is extremely difficult, and the sprinting I'm doing, the workouts are very difficult, and then also being a body worker is pretty difficult. So I eat a ton of carbohydrates. So I eat about 500 grams of carbohydrates a day, 400 to 500. Protein, I eat like 220 grams of protein. And I don't really count fat too much, but I try to keep fat on the lower side, but it's not low. Like, I mean, like 100 to 150 grams of fat. So I am eating over 4,000 calories. Thanks, Bone ASMR. And as far as what I'm eating, I eat, morning I eat like muesli, fruit, protein powder, like mixed nut butter. And I have a tremendous amount of rice and potatoes. I take MRE, which is like a protein powder. I eat a lot of dates. It's like veggies. I pretty much predominantly eat beef, ground beef, and eggs. A ridiculous amount of healthy beef. I get a shop at Costco just because I eat so much and I'm trying to be on a budget. But that works really well for batch cooking, meal prepping. And then I'm not a robot. I have found that for my own mental health, it's good to still have 1 or 2 cheat meals a week. And I'll get like burgers and fries and a pizza, but I try really hard to not do that often. Most of the time, I'm eating really clean and I'm training really hard. I do notice that if I eat like a cheat meal, I don't always feel great, and sometimes my sleep is a little bit disrupted. Let me show you guys. I'll show you one of the things that I've been doing. Let's see, what should I show you? Let's see. Yeah, glad to see you. My neck muscles are one of my consistent problem areas. Is that an area that I can even do much at home to work on? Yes, Lance. Yes. I mean, I don't know if you can see. You can see the back of my neck. Sure, if I can do. You see the back of my neck here. I don't know if you could see that, but it's a scar. That's neck surgery. I had stenosis, so bone spurs. Basically, yeah, severe stenosis in my mid-30s, and I got surgery, and I'm just going to say it, the doctor was an absolute dick. It helped for a little bit, and then in a year, I was experiencing the same stuff. So neck stuff has become like a huge thing for me. So since Lance gave us something to work with, what I would say is, like if your neck is the problem, your neck is the symptom. You're having issues in the neck as a symptom. That's where you're feeling it. But the problem is probably in the shoulders and maybe in the elbow. It could also be somewhere else in the body because the body is all one system. But something that could help you quickly is to be looking at your forearms. So a lot of people, what you'll see with their forearms is they're like this. They can't relax their elbows. So a lot of people, their elbows are just stuck in this flexed position. And what that does is it causes the shoulders to pull forward because it's simple engineering. If your elbows are bent, your shoulders are going to go forward. If your shoulders go forward, your head goes forward and you have this rounding, and then gravity makes all this stress and pressure on your neck. So if you open the elbows, the shoulders go back and the head and the chest can open. So one thing is to work on this brachial plexus. You can even see, like, if I come in here and I pinch it, see all that? See here? So if I just pinch and hold, obviously I'm pinching really hard. See how it's twitching? So I'm going to pinch and hold, and I'm trying to get this area to release. Up, see, there it goes. Up, there it goes. See, it's twitching and releasing. Twitching and releasing. Obviously, I'm pinching really hard. Another thing is you could take your hand. Obviously, you want to have strong hands. You could use a massage gun. It's not great, but it works. You could do voodoo floss around the elbows. But if you pinch this here and you straighten it, right? So I pinch the tissue down, right? You see how the fascia is like this gripping thing, right? So that's what you want to do. So you want to pinch the fascia and straighten the arm. So I'm anchoring the forearm, and then I'm straightening the elbow. So pinch the tissue down and straighten the elbow. So yes, this is for your neck. So pinch it down, straighten. And if it feels like really restricted and tight, that's because it's really dry and restricted. It needs to be supple and elastic. So that's one thing that you probably need to do daily and focus on it daily. The other one would be to hit the fronts of the shoulder. So that's what I was going to kind of show you guys today anyway. So this has become like, I'm going to have to take this thing off here. This has become one of my most favorite things to do is get Get 2 yoga blocks. Now you can use like any yoga block, but I think what you really need is a cork yoga block. I think I do have a link in my description for that. Of course, I get like, 1% kickback or something if you click on it, but get a cork yoga block. And same kind of thing like the elbow is you're going to take the cork block and pin this tissue down, your chest or your deltoid, but definitely chest, and pin the tissue down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move the arm around. The movement and the pinning is key. It works faster than anything. Unfortunately, if you're really restricted, it's going to be tender. But if you breathe through it, deep, slow breaths like box breathing like I put on my channel, it's going to start to open up. So you don't have to force it. And then you can do two. You can do 2 at the same time. So again, this is for neck and shoulder pain. I think it was Lance, right? And so I'm just moving this around. Maybe because we're all addicted to our phones, you could have your phone right here. It could be on the floor. And what you're doing is you're just moving this around because you're trying to get the tissue to be supple. You're trying to get it to slide and glide. You don't want it to be restricted. So even, somebody was asking about like testosterone and growth hormone and all this stuff. Like, you're stressed out, man. Like, most of the people that need hormone replacement, their bodies are really stressed out. If your body is stressed out, your mind is stressed out. The body and the mind are one. There's no debating this. So there's a feedback loop between your body and your mind. And if you're stressed and anxious and your hormones are low, look to your body to see, hey, are these joints stuck? Are they open? Get this tissue to be more hydrated, more supple, more elastic. Healthy fascia is youthful fascia. If you look at kids and young people, part of the reason why they look young, is aging. But what is aging? Aging is stress. What's a good way to get a stretch in your lumbar? So yeah, this would be great for the neck. How long did it take you to become a qualified body worker? I don't know what you mean by qualified. Somebody asked about low back and qualified body worker. Experience, man. You want to be a good body worker? Solve your own problems. Get yourself out of pain. Get your body moving. Get mobile. Get strong. Learn the muscles. Learn the muscle attachments. Learn manual muscle testing. I feel like I was a pretty good body worker fairly early on, mostly because I'm an athlete. I've always been an athlete, but I had a great massage college 20 years ago. And one of the best things that they did was they heavily taught anatomy, and we built clay muscles onto a mannequin. It was called anatomicon. So that's something you could do. Once you really understand the muscles and the vectors and how they move, you really get good at palpating on other people. But experience, I've done like 20,000 sessions. But more than anything, working on my own body and experiencing other body work from other practitioners, by experiencing it and feeling it, built my intuition, then doing it myself. That feedback loop really made me a qualified body worker. If you just go to massage school and learn how to do techniques and, long effleurage and all this stuff, it's great. But I don't think it's really solving any problems as far as like biomechanical problems or pain. It might help you for a little bit and reduce some stress, and it feels really good and calms your nervous system down. It's really great for grief. But for the most part, you're probably not going to break some strong patterns. Each of these modalities, they're great. None of them are bad. But when you say qualified body worker, that's what I think of. Somebody said low back. Can you tell me more about the lumbar thing? You said something about decompression, I think. Yeah, you're welcome. Somebody said something about the low back, something for the low back. I mean, I'm probably going to say about the same stuff for the neck. If the low back is what's bothering you, that's the symptom. Why is the low back bothering you? Okay. Your low back feels tight when stretching it. Hold on. Sorry, gotta get coffee. You know, none of these are like simple answers. What I would say, what's really beneficial, we're trying to adjust the low back and get more range in the low back as fast as possible. And as fast as possible. Unfortunately, when we want results really fast, sometimes it's intense. So there's a lot of things you could do for the low back, but I would say one of the best things you could do is yoga block. So you gotta open up the hip flexors and the abs. So all the hip fascia, all the tissue that's through here, my guess is if your low back is tight, you're compressed on the front side of your body, and you need to open up your abs and you need to open up your hip flexors. And in my opinion, stretching is not a very good way to do any of these things. It's not to say that stretching doesn't work, but stretching doesn't really unrestrict fascia. Stretching is a form of strength. It might help elongate some tissue, but it's not going to peel away the stickiness in the fascia, in the sensory organ. So I'm just going to show you what I do for my own low back, my hips, my groin. I mean, it's honestly, it's for the whole body, because wherever you work, you're working on the whole body. So take the yoga blocks, and you're going to put them like this. Okay, so the fronts of your hips below your hip bone, right? So like the blocks are going to go like right here, below your hip bone. You want a space so your junk can go right through the middle. Okay. So we put the front, I guess you can't really see this. Let's see. So this is for the low back, cork yoga blocks. So my hip bone's right here. You don't want to be on the hip bone. So I take the cork blocks, put them on the front, my feet are up, and now what I can do is I can pin and stretch. So I'm anchoring and pinning the front of the quads and the hip flexors. It's really the fascia that you're trying to become, you're trying to get it to become more elastic, more mobile. So you pin it down and stretch it. And then what you can do is you can turn your hips in and out. Turn the hips in, turn the hips out. Turn the hips in, turn the hips out. Then you can have fun with it. You can kind of wiggle, right? You can wiggle around. And the thing is with this, I mean, sorry if anybody's a vegetarian or vegan, but you're trying to like tenderize the meat. You're trying to, marinate, tenderize the tissue. So for a lot of you guys, you're so restricted. You're so short here from all the sitting that it's going to be really intense. Like you see me doing this, it doesn't look like it hurts like on you. It's going to be like insane, like a 10 out of 10 pain. So you're going to have to kind of work into it and breathe and take it slow. But stay in one spot for a really long time. Pin and stretch. Turn the hips in, turn the hips out. Wiggle the hips. and then move to a different spot. But I would highly recommend staying in one spot for as long as you possibly can. I shouldn't say as long as you possibly can, but you know, I'm talking like 5 to 10 minutes. There is like a lot of vascularity through there. There is some nerves that can go through there. So I always have to try to remember, I'm like, I have so much experience with this. And maybe you don't have the intuition yet. So do it, 2 to 5 minutes, but then take a break and do it again. But as it starts to open up, it won't be as intense. And then the other thing is I usually do one. So I'll do one, and then I can roll to find different spots, right? And then I'm pinning and stretching. And I could be on my phone, right here, hanging out. So fronts of the hips, still for the low back, and then your abs. So you take the yoga block below the rib, above the hip. So what I would suggest is one block at a time. The block goes on the side of the straight leg, above your hip, below your ribs. So right in the abs. And bend and straighten the knee. Turn the hip in, turn the hip out, turn the hip in, turn the hip out. Lift up, lift down, up and down. Again, you're going to have to breathe. Exhale, let it sink in. Same thing. Be here for a little while. This is going to be super uncomfortable for most people. Almost nobody gets work on their abdomen. So I sleep on my side, and sometimes the angle down right, the neck is sore. Any tips on sleeping positions or stretches that can help with this? No problem. You're welcome. Sleeping, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm super knowledgeable with the sleeping positions. I mean, I'm a side sleeper. If you're uncomfortable from sleeping, my guess would be start working on your body. Try some of these pin and stretch exercises that I just showed. If you just saw those, if your neck gets sore, try opening up the forearms and the shoulders to see if that relieves some of the restriction in the neck. You just might not have a lot of mobility in your neck, and then you go and sleep, and it's just you're not in a good situation. I sleep with a Tempur-Pedic pillow that has the little divot thing. I mean, and I've heard some people really love it, and some people it doesn't really do much for them. I just have found the more loose and more mobile I get, the better I sleep, the better I feel when I wake up. Taking a hot shower, a long hot shower, good 5-minute long hot shower before bed. Bring down the nervous system. Put yourself into more of a parasympathetic rest and digest state, and body starts to cool off. That might help you be more comfortable. But if you're waking up feeling stiff, my mind just goes to that, we're trying to find the right bed and the right pillows and the right bolsters, and why do you need all this stuff? And the reason is because your body is really stuck and it's really stressed out. And so that's the problem to solve is, can I spend some time during the day, every day, like I spend brushing my teeth? Can I work on this stuff? Yeah, good question, Lance. What I feel like, yes, spend a few weeks doing it. What I would do is pick 1 or 2 areas and focus on those areas almost every day. So you're like, hey, I'm trying to solve the neck or the low back. I don't remember what you asked originally, Lance. It might have been the neck. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, try the hot shower. I always take a hot shower. Even if I'm going to bed late, I'm like, I got to do the hot shower. It makes such a difference for me. Yeah, Lance, I would even for me personally, what I've found is I'll hit like my hip flexors with the yoga blocks every day for 4 or 5 days. And if it's an area that's really restricted, I get really sore. And then I just kind of keep working through it. And the soreness starts to go away as it starts to open up more. Instead of working on like a lot of things in my body all at once, I focus on one area or 2 areas, and I just hit those every single day, 2 times a day, and I progress. I progress through barriers. I break difficult patterns. So give it 2 weeks for sure, but focus on one area like almost every day for about a week. If you get too sore, you're probably going too fast, too deep, and you're going to have to slow it down or don't go as intense. Some people are so restricted that you just get so sore, it's like you can't even do anything. It's like, not working out in the gym for years, and you're like, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to go really hard and do every exercise, and then you're like super sore. Of course you're sore because you're not ready. Yeah. Yeah, first bodywork session, very sore. I mean, some people would say being sore isn't great. I think in the early stages of change, you're probably going to get sore. I think it's okay. You got to just keep doing it. You got to keep getting the body work. You got to keep lifting and stretching and moving. And eventually it's going to get harder to get sore. You're going to have to go way deeper with the body work, or you're going to have to lift way heavier or vary your workouts to get sore, because soreness is change. Change can be painful. But you don't have to get sore to get better. I wonder, were you sore like just in certain areas when you got the bodywork session? Nice. That's awesome. Enlightened Lifter. I like the name. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that the soreness is really good change. When I used to work with Sam, he had a saying where he's like, if you get sore, it didn't fully release. I thought that was an interesting statement and observation, and I would say that I have found that to be true, that when you get really sore from body work, there's still a lot in there to open up. I don't know if that's like bro science or what, but I have personally found that I work in a certain area, like even in my hips, they got really sore, and then I worked more, and then it was like less sore, and now I mean, these things, like these things are hardcore, and I'm not really getting that sore from them anymore. I don't know what I did with the magnet thing. You guys got any other questions? I'll probably wrap it up in maybe 10 minutes. What's up, knowledge? Have you guys found this to be helpful? With the runner body worker, the chiropractor? Yeah, the Olympic runner. Nice. Yeah. What'd you think? Just trying to think what else I could tell you guys. I don't work with Sam anymore, unfortunately. He's in Florida, but I know we're going to circle back and work together again on something at some point. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with the body. Any advice for someone with hip osteophytes, been on a waiting list for 9 months to see an orthopedic surgeon and finally got an appointment? And then, do I have any favorite fitness influencers? Hip osteophytes, that's a tough one, man. I'd want to know more. Not been to the gym since September. Really sorry to hear about that. How old are you? I'm 30, but 30 with osteophytes? Oh, hypermobile joints. Yeah, shit. Can anything be done about Dowager's humps? Shoot, I don't know what Dowager's humps are. Tell me more about the Dowager's humps. Man, hyper mobility is a really tough one, and I'm pumped that you were trying to be in the gym and build some stability. I feel like that's kind of what happened to my neck. As a kid, for whatever reason, I was like always cracking my neck. Ever since I was a young kid, I don't know if something happened, but I developed a pretty hypermobile neck. And then triathlon and massage and bodywork and all that stuff really didn't help my neck, and that's why I ended up getting the surgery. But it didn't, obviously it didn't solve the fact that my neck was really weak, and I have put a lot. You can see how much muscle I have in my neck now. It looks kind of weird. But I've strengthened my neck a lot. But I've also tried to find other restrictions in my body. I have, worked on a lot of people who do a lot of stretching and a lot of yoga, and they're still in a lot of pain. And they're hypermobile, but they still have restricted fascia. The fascia is it's like Velcro. It's like, it doesn't slide and glide. It's just stuck. So the joints are really hypermobile, but the fascia is really stuck. So for the hips, I mean, you could still try. I don't know if you saw me explaining how to work on the fronts of the hips with the yoga blocks. Also working in the abs with the yoga blocks. I don't know if you saw that. Can you let me know? What does it mean if someone always needs to be cracked to relieve the pressure? Like if your shoulder can't always be cracked. Fuzzy. Yeah, fuzzy's good. I like fuzzy. Yep. Thank you. Yep. I would say, oh, look at that. I can go back through the comments. Huh. Learning technology. I feel like if you always feel like you need to pop, it's because the fascia is fuzzy or it's restricted. It's not sliding and gliding. There's too much compression in the system. There's too much pressure. There's too much compression in your whole system. So you're wanting to relieve the pressure, and you're feeling that the popping is relieving the pressure. But really, what you need to do is you need to make the fascia. You need to make the fascia, elastic and supple and springy, right? It needs to be able to move. So that's why I'm explaining, like, pin the tissue down and move it. Find the places, chase the pain. When I watch the video of Savannah when she's stepping on me and she's talking about, chase the pain. Find the areas that are really intense. Get the block in there, press down. Woo! That's spicy. Press it down, move it. It shouldn't feel like that. It's not supposed to hurt. So find these areas of restriction. If they're sensational, if there's a lot of intensity, a lot of noise, then that's a good place to hang out, to sit with it, to breathe, to let it open up on its own. You don't necessarily have to move, but I find for the fastest results, pinning the tissue down and moving it. So You could try that for the hips, but anybody who's in pain, that's what I would suggest, is play around with that, pinning that tissue down and then moving it a little bit. Get it hydrated. Fuzzy fascia. Fuzzy fascia. Hey, I'm glad you find the channel inspiring. I love a lot of these comments. It's nice to hear so many nice comments because sometimes I get these like, they're just mean. People are mean. I'm just trying to, you know, it's not like I'm rolling in the dough, you know, pumping these videos out. Yeah, have you seen it? It's common. Yeah, lipoma. Yeah, exactly. How do I get that back? Ah, there it is. Have you seen it? It's common for lipomas to appear in areas of restriction. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. I have had clients who have like lipomas and oh my God, their like fascia is super fuzzy, super restricted, and it's super painful, unfortunately. Where are you based? Well, right now I'm in Boulder, but I'm not really going to be seeing private clients anymore because I'm trying to burn the boats. I'm trying to go a little more all in on the YouTube channel and share what I've learned over the 20 years. And I'm getting faster and I'm getting fitter. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy that I'm getting faster at age 41. I mean, like I said earlier, I hit 21.8 miles per hour for 30 meters, which is faster than I've ever run in my entire life. So the whole idea that things get worse in your 40s, it's all just crap. Really, we just need to like take ownership of our bodies, take responsibility, and start working on ourselves. It's not easy. I know we don't have a lot of time. We got kids and cranky relationships and stuff, but you got to make time for yourself. I mean, you got to make time to brush your damn teeth, so you got to make time to brush your body, brush out that fuzzy crap. So I'm in Boulder, but I'm not really going to be working on too many more people because I'm trying to pump out more videos, which is hard. It's hard. This stuff is hard. Hell yeah, man. Knowledge. I mean, I did a track meet, you know, a few weeks ago. I was third overall in the 400 meter, and you can see all these 18-year-old, 17-year-old, 22-year-old, 25-year-old. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? Look at that. Who's this gray-haired guy? Thank you. I need the cheering squad. I probably don't need any more coffee, but it's so good. I don't have a lot of vices anymore, especially right now because I'm trying to be really good, try to be as fast as I possibly can. So coffee's one of my bad. Yeah, Betty. I've heard Zaddy a lot. So coffee's one of my vices. I don't think it's too bad of a vice. Well, this has been fun chatting with you guys. I'll probably wrap it up pretty soon. Any last questions? I think I'll probably leave this video up in case somebody wants to check it out, and maybe I'll do this once in a while. I also thought it'd be kind of cool to do one of these working on a client, so you could see it live. That could be pretty interesting. I haven't really seen that on YouTube yet. Have a good week. Have a good week, Eric. Yeah, YouTube is hard. Thanks, man. Yeah, I do. I have a great video guy that's helping me, but for sure I have a couple editors online that have been life-changing, honestly. So the editing was a real issue, and trying to just make it sustainable. So right now, I'm feeling optimistic. And everybody who's signed up for a membership, that's also been really motivating and inspiring. I've had quite a few people support the channel. Not sure about doing some CEUs. Thank you very much. I definitely can see myself doing some kind of teaching, or maybe teaching with somebody else. But Ashley, yeah, I've done it in the past, but I get distracted very easily. I'm all over the place. So I'm trying to like just hone in on what I want to focus on. And so right now, I'm just going to keep pumping these videos out because I do think there's a lot to learn. These videos that I pump out, they're people, clients with real issues. So I think there's a lot to watching those kind of sessions to learn. But in-person training, there's no replacement for in-person training. So I could see that could happen down the road, you know. All right, well, this was fun, and a little bit of almond oil. Anybody remember that? A little bit of almond oil, a little bit of almond oil. I'll catch you guys next time, and hope you have a great week, and I hope this was helpful.